My name is Brianna Osted, and this is my video to become a Certified Therapeutic Riding Instructor for my application to PATH. Today I'm going to be instructing Chantel, and she's going to be riding Prince. She is wearing the appropriate footwear to meet PATH standard. She's also wearing an ASTM approved helmet to meet the PATH standards. We're in an arena that meets those standards, and we have all of our gates closed and secure to create a safe environment for riding. I'm going to start by doing a tack check. We're going to move to the mounting area, have her mount the horse, and then I'll do a second tack check before we start our warm-up. So the most important thing I'm going to check is that our girth is appropriately tightened so we can keep the saddle in the correct position. And then just make sure the saddle looks like it's in a good place on the horse's body, and check the bridle. All of it looks good on this side. And then I'll check this side as well just to make sure that everything is safe. Okay, let's go ahead and move to the mounting area. So I'm going to have Chantel make sure that the reins are in her hand as she's mounting the horse to make sure that she has control over the horse. She's going to move the mounting block to a comfortable position. She's going to start by putting her left foot in the stirrup and then swinging her body over and gently sitting on the horse. And she'll put her other foot in the stirrup, and then I'm going to move the mounting block a little. I'm going to have her take a few steps forward, and then I'm going to check the tack again. Good. Go ahead and stop the horse. And the tack is good, and the girth is appropriately tightened. I'm going to have you walk up to this corner over here, and then I'm going to have Tasha come into the arena once the horse is stopped and remove our mounting equipment so that it's not in the way while we ride. Great, you can go ahead and stop there. Okay. Excellent, go ahead. Okay, now that we have our mounting equipment removed, Tasha's going to make sure the gate is secured and closed, and we're going to go ahead and move on to our warm-up. When we warm up with our horse, it's just like any other sport. First of all, we want to make sure that our bodies are warm, they're ready to move so we don't injure ourselves, and the same applies to the horse. We want to make sure that they're ready to participate with us, and they're in the right mindset. So we're going to go ahead and start by asking our horse to walk forward. In order to do so, you're going to ask him verbally to walk on. You'll cluck to him and give him a little tap with your legs. Another goal of the warm-up is to make sure that we're moving together with our horse and that he's engaged in what we're doing. Right now, Prince is walking at a pretty good pace, and it seems like he wants to be involved in the riding. But if he begins to rush or you feel like he's not going the pace you want, you can use your aids to help him either slow down or speed up accordingly. If he feels like he's beginning to rush, a great way to get him to slow down would be to just pull back gently on the reins, do a little bit of a half halt, and make sure that he's paying attention to you. I think he's going at a great pace right now. Your posture looks good. I like that your hips are moving with the horse and you're following him. Okay, now that we've made a lap around at the walk, we're going to go ahead and move up to our sitting trot. In order to do that, you're going to once again verbally ask your horse to trot. You can cluck to him, give him a little tap with your feet if needed. And again, it's going to be a sitting trot so we can keep it nice and easy. Great. That's great. And as we're going around, I want you to keep him as close to the rail as possible. Go ahead, yep. And make sure he's, has a nice bend to the inside. Use a little bit of that right inside hand. And if you feel like his back end is moving off the rail, you can use your inside leg to get that to move back out. Good. And just really make sure that you're following him with your hips, trying to be, not bouncy and feel like you're moving with his motion. And if you feel like he's rushing, you can always ask him to slow down by just doing a slight half halt, meaning just slightly pull your reins back and make sure that he's in your control. Yeah, that's great. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and move up to our posting trot. Good, and you're on the correct diagonal, so you're going to always want to make sure at the posting trot you're moving up with the outside shoulder. And I always like to say that when you're doing your posting trot, that you're doing the same amount of work as your horse. So in this case, he's got a really great forward motion and he's really helping you to get up and out of the saddle. If for some reason he was going slow or lagging, you just want him to pick up the pace a little bit so you're not working so hard to get out of the saddle. And that looks really good. Your posture is really good. Your seat is great. Your leg position is great. As you get to the letter E, I want you to cut to the middle of the arena, taking him to the right. Continue posting. Now we're going to change our diagonal. We're going to sit a couple of beats and back up, and we're going to head to the left. And the same thing, make sure he knows he's working together with you. And he's got a nice bend into the inside. That's great. You can go ahead and sit your trot for a few steps. And let's go ahead and ask him to move down to a walk. We'll just pull back gently. Good. And we'll go ahead and walk a few steps here. So the next thing we need to work on is moving up in an upward transition to your trot going this direction, and then from the trot we're going to move into the left lead canter going this way. So we'll go ahead and let him walk a little ways, and then when we get up to the letter E, I'm going to have you go ahead and pick up your sitting trot again. So you'll go ahead and ask him to trot when you're ready and give him a little tap with your legs. Good. That's great. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is an upward transition into the canter. So the same thing as your other gaits, you're going to want to verbally ask him to canter. You can also kiss to him if necessary. And then you're going to want to have him bending just slightly into the inside. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and ask him to pick up his left lead canter. Good. Good. And just like with all of our other gaits, you're doing perfect. You're following him with your hips. That looks really, really great. When you get to the letter C, go ahead and ask him to come back down to your trot. That was a really good downward transition, and you can ask him to walk. Just pull back gently whenever you're ready. Great, and you can ask him to walk whenever he's ready and you're ready. Good. Excellent. So the last part of our warm-up, we're going to need to go and now do our right lead canter going the other direction. So you can go ahead and continue this way, and when we get over to the letter E, we'll cut across the arena again and we'll head to the right. And even when you're walking, make sure he's engaged with you. Make sure he's not, going off into another zone, that his mind is still on the job that he's doing and he's working together with you. Great, and you can go ahead and go to the middle of the arena, and then we're going to go to the right. Okay, when you get it to the letter A, I'm going to have you pick up your trot, and then once we get to the letter E, I'm going to have you pick up your right lead canter. Make sure that you're getting that bend to the inside. You're giving the necessary cues to help him pick up the correct lead. Excellent. Go ahead and ask. That was an excellent transition up. I'm going to have you can continue to the letter A, and then you can bring him back down to the trot. And whenever you're ready, you can bring him down to a walk. Excellent. So we were able to cover both our upward and downward transitions going both directions during the warm-up. You guys seem to be communicating well. Do you feel like there's anything else you'd like to do during the warm-up to prepare for the pattern? Oh, yes, that's a great idea. Okay, so at the letter A, this is great. You can go ahead and ask him to stop, and then we're going to do our back. So in order to ask the horse to back, once again, you're going to use a verbal cue to back, and you're going to pull back slightly on the reins in an alternating motion and ask him back. Back, yep. Make sure he's paying attention. Good. Good. Let's do 2 more steps. And 1 more. Great. That was perfect. Good job. Right. Is there anything else that you'd like to practice before we move forward? Okay. Awesome. So the pattern's going to start at the letter C, so go ahead and proceed to the letter C and ask your horse to stop there. Great. So when I ask you to, I'm going to have you proceed at the walk. You're going to walk to the letter B, and that's when we're going to pick up our posting trot. Okay, whenever you're ready, go ahead and have your horse walk forward. Good. I love that you're following him with your seat. You guys look great. And at the letter B, you're going to pick up your posting trot, making sure you rise up with the outside shoulder. Great. As you get to this corner, you're going to cut across the diagonal. Good. Straight to that corner. Halfway through, you're going to change the diagonal that you're on by sitting 2 beats and come up with the opposite shoulder. And then you're going to take your horse to the left, to the letter C. You're going to begin your sitting trot. Go ahead and continue following your horse, and now go across the diagonal here to the other corner. Continue your sitting trot. You're going to continue to the right, so make sure that you're ready to get your horse to bend to the right when you get to this corner here. Okay, next we're going to pick up our canter as we come around this edge, the right lead canter. So remember, you're going to ask him to canter, kiss to him. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to bring him back down to the trot, and we're going to do our serpentine. When you get to the letter B, you're going to cut across the letter E, and now you're going to change your posting to the other shoulder and get him bending the other direction. Excellent. And now we're going to move to a sitting. Yeah, you're good. Okay. We're going to do the serpentine again, and I'm going to have you pick up the canter when you're done. So let's go ahead and start back at the letter C again. Yep, and same thing. So you'll come through B over to E. Excellent. Bend to the left. Okay, so now we're going to pick up our left lead canter from here. Yep, whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask him. Great. And we're going to continue all the way to the letter C, where you're going to ask him to trot, and you're going to sit your trot into a 20-meter circle to the inside. Make sure you're really getting him to bend. I want to see a nice even circle. Good. Keep him bending to the left. That looks great. You're going to continue your sitting trot to the letter E. Your seat looks great. You're following him well. Go ahead and bring him down to a walk. Good. Continue the forward motion. We've still got a little ways to go before he's done. So you're going to go ahead and walk to the letter B, at which point you're going to turn left into the center of the arena. When you get to the center of the arena, you're going to go ahead and stop your horse. Good. And you can ask him to halt here. Great. Now that he's halted, we're going to go ahead and ask him to back 3 steps. After each step, give him a little bit of a release. Good. One more. Good. Excellent. I'm going to have you walk him forward a few steps and then ask him to halt again. Okay. So we're done with the pattern. Now I'm going to walk you through dismounting safely. So as always, you'll want to make sure you keep your reins in your hand. You're going to start by kicking your right foot out of the stirrup. You're going to lean forward slightly and swing that right leg back behind you. Lean. Stay in your left stirrup, swing it around, lean across your saddle, kick out your left side, and slide down. Excellent. You guys did a great job. Thank you.